lemon tart cookies. They're zingy, they're bright, and they taste like sunshine. And we here in Pennsylvania could use a little bit of sunshine today. So what do you say we get started? They're one of my most requested cookies by friends and family. They're a combination of a buttery, crisp, melt in your mouth shortbread crust and a bright, tangy, smooth filling. They melt in your mouth and they're perfect for any occasion. The full recipe is in the description below. The ingredients are all listed, the tools I use and love, everything you need to be successful in this bake is listed in the description below. Check it out, print that recipe out, and you can follow along. I have all of the ingredients in front of me, which is not very much, for our first step, which is to make our crust. I just wanted to share a couple of the special tools I'm using today. The main thing would be a mini tart pan. This has 24 wells. I'm using a mini tart shaper. You can use your fingers, you can use other things you have around the kitchen, even the end of a wooden spoon, but these make the job a little bit easier, so I will be using that. I'm using a small, extra small scooper. This is just to put the dough in when it's done. You'll see all of these in play, but I'm just showing you ahead of time. I'm using a lemon juicer and a lemon zester, and again, I'm sure you probably have these around, but if there's anything that you want to pick up, I'll have the links in the description below. Let's get our crust started. In a large bowl, if you're hand mixing, or the bowl of a stand mixer, put 10 tablespoons of butter. This is very, very soft, and that's really important. This is 142 grams. We're using the paddle attachment. Give this butter a mix about a minute or two. You're just looking for it to be smooth. Low speed. The butter is creamed. I scraped the bowl down, and now add granulated sugar. This is 1/3 cup, 65 grams, and 1/4 teaspoon of fine sea salt. That's 1.5 grams. Mix this for 2 to 3 minutes. You want to make sure that this is creamed and light and fluffy. I'm going to turn the speed up to medium. Okay. The sugar and butter and salt are creamed. Scrape the bowl down again. Now we're adding 1 large egg yolk. This is our little emulsifier. This is our binding agent. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract in. That's 5 milliliters. Once this is combined, once again, scrape your bowl down. If you're hand mixing, you don't have to do this. With a stand mixer, you definitely do. Now it's time to add our flour in. This is 1.5 cups, or 188 grams. Turn this on low and mix it just until the flour is combined. When you see the dough starting to come together, it's starting to clump, it is done. You can do the rest by hand so that you're not overworking the flour, activating the gluten. We want these to be light and tender, not tough and chewy. So, okay, transfer your dough to a piece of plastic wrap. I usually put a piece of it over the top and then press it down into a disc. Put the other piece on. So I'm putting this in the refrigerator. We'll chill it for 30 minutes and then we'll make our crusts. Our dough has chilled for 30 minutes. It's time to shape our little tart crusts. I have a bowl with some flour in it so that I can dip my tart shaper into it. Okay, I'm using a small scoop. This is a number 60. It's about 1 tablespoon. So if you're using not a scoop, but you're using spoons, you want to get about 1 tablespoon. And if you're using a scale, it's about 15 grams. We want these to be similar in size because when they bake, we want them to bake at the same time. We want them all to brown at the same time. So here we go. Roll it into a ball. There's no need to grease your pan because I'm using a non-stick. If you have one of these that is aluminum and you feel like you might need to put a little butter or spray in, you can. This is a butter-based crust and typically they just don't stick, so I am not buttering my pan. So all of the balls are ready. I usually get them, just make sure that they're centered, and then I just push gently with my finger on each one. And now here is where our shaper comes into play. If you're using your fingers, you just want to press this down around the bottom and up the sides. If you're using some other tool, get them as even as you can and press down to the bottom and then up the sides. I'm using this, of course. I'll just show you how this works. So get your shaper dusted with some flour, and then you just press straight down, and then it forms the sides for you. Pull straight up. Okay, one last step once you have your crust shaped is to dock the very bottom of each one, or pricking holes in the bottom. These are little vent holes, so I usually just do 1, 2, 3, that simple. This keeps the center from puffing up. Okay, now the last step, these need to freeze for 30 minutes. We want the butter in these little crusts to be rock hard before it hits the heat of the oven. So I'm setting my timer for 30 minutes. About 15 minutes into that 30 minutes, turn your oven on to 350 or 180 Celsius. That way, when we pull them from the freezer, the oven is hot and ready for them. I will see you back here in a minute. Our crusts are frozen solid and the oven is nice and hot. It's time to put them in the oven. Again, this is at 350 or 180, and we're baking them for about 15 minutes. You're looking for the edges to brown. Once you see the browning, you can take them out. Ah, they're perfect. They're nice and brown. They're golden brown and they look lovely. Okay. Okay, our crusts are out of the oven. They're cooling, and now it's time to make our delicious lemon filling. First, you need to zest 2 lemons. You need 1 tablespoon or about 6 grams of lemon zest. So we'll do that first. Make sure that you wash your lemons, and then you always want to zest first. Zest and then juice. This is where all the flavor is. We're releasing all the fragrant oils and flavor. You can just smell it. There's lots of oils. I can feel it on my hands. Pretty amazing. So look at all that beautiful zest. It's amazing stuff. So you should have about a tablespoon. Now we'll set this aside. Next, we need the juice of 2 to 3 lemons, depending on the size of them. We need a half cup of lemon juice, and that's 120 milliliters. You'll definitely want to strain your lemon juice once you juice it. I have a little more to go. There's our half cup of lemon juice. I'm putting that aside with the zest. Now you need 5 large egg yolks. So separate your eggs. Give these a little bit of a whisk with a fork. Just break them all up and set them aside. Okay, now in a medium saucepan, combine granulated sugar. This is 1 cup or 200 grams. A 1/4 cup of cornstarch, 32 grams. And a 1/4 teaspoon of fine sea salt, that's 1.5 grams. Give this a really good whisk. Okay, to this mixture, add 1 1/3 cups of water. That is 315 milliliters. Add the lemon juice we measured out. And the lemon zest. Our little flavor bombs. Now turn the heat to medium, and you want to bring this mixture to a boil, stirring constantly. Once you see it coming to a boil, you'll boil it for 1 minute. This could take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, depending on your saucepan, whether you're using induction, electric, gas. There's a lot of variables, so don't walk away. Stir it constantly, and just know that it could take 5 to 10 minutes. Our mixture has started to boil. Continue whisking constantly and boil it for 1 minute. After the mixture boils for 1 minute, remove it from the heat. And we're going to grab the eggs that we whisked earlier. We're going to temper these eggs. We're raising the temperature slowly. While you're whisking these egg yolks, pour a little bit of the hot mixture in. If you were to just introduce these eggs into this hot mixture, they would actually cook like scrambled eggs. So you just do this a little bit at a time. Now we'll add this mixture into our pan. Once you have all the egg mixture in, put it back onto the heat source. And you want to bring this back to a boil and boil it for 1 more minute. It won't take long because it's already really hot. After 1 minute of boiling, you should see some nice big bubbles and kind of big burps. It should be thick and glossy. Remove it from the heat. Now add in 2 tablespoons of butter, or 28 grams. Stir that until it's dissolved. Once you see that the butter is dissolved, grab a heat-proof bowl and a fine mesh sieve, and you want to pour your mixture into this sieve. This will eliminate any cooked egg bits, any lumps of any kind. So our lemon filling is all done. This is ready to use. It's smooth and glossy and beautiful. Okay, I'm going to pour some into this with a pour spout. I just grabbed a few so I can show you how you fill them. If you have some kind of a measuring cup, anything with a pour spout, it's super simple. You can mound it up. It just settles in beautifully. This is really, really pretty stuff to work with. Well, we have them all filled. They look absolutely amazing. They look like little jewels. The lemon curd is just shining and beautiful. It'll set in an hour or so. Right now they're still a little bit warm, but they look beautiful. You can see why this is one of my family and friends' favorites, and they always ask for them when I'm bringing something over for dessert. So I'm going to give one a try and see how they taste. So these are delightful as usual. This layer of crust, it just melts in your mouth. It's buttery and tender. And then we have this lovely layer of lemon curd. It's bright, it's smooth, it's tangy. These are so good. If you like lemons like I do, check out my lemon playlist. And I look forward to baking with you in the next video.